here to celebrate the Mother Blues reunion with old friends and old musicians.
I have not seen these people for 37 years, and I'm so excited to be here tonight.
This is my high school reunion. This is what I did instead of finishing high school. I was at Mother Blues.
I started this reunions because I wanted everybody to get back together. We had a really great time. It was a good time in our lives. Lots of memories that a lot of people just won't believe, you know, that we got to meet people from Thin Lizzy and Stephen Stills and David Bowie, Rod Stewart.
We partied with John Belushi when they come in and did the Blues Brothers, and we rode on his back.
Jimmy Page falling out of the mop closet. Yeah, you know, stuff like that.
Carolyn and I came in from Austin, and we needed a job, so we went to Mother Blues. And Cowboy, Cowboy said, "Oh, y'all are hired. That's it, you're hired." And he fired a few people, and we were there from then on. So it was, you know, it was crazy.
There weren't as many rules as there are now, you know, but we managed to weather, you know, taking care of each other back then, and that's why I just love coming and seeing all these people, because we just all loved each other, you know, so.
Everybody knew everything about Mother Blues. Well, we can't tell everything. No.
We had great people working there. We were a family. It was a family.
Probably kind of the unofficial photographer for Mother Blues. You know, I'd have my camera with me most nights, and when, you know, surprise people would show up, you know, I'd either shoot the bands that were playing there, or when we had surprise guests like, you know, Thin Lizzy, Led Zeppelin. It was a great opportunity for me to get some of my photographs published.
We had a great time.
Yeah, Freddie King was one of the first celebrities I met at Mother.
Yeah.
It was actually Gertie's, but I got
He had
pictures
the
with Freddie
biggest
King.
fingers. I mean, they were like huge sausages. I said,
was his
"How
hangout,
do you
Freddie
play
King."
guitar like that?" And he goes, "Oh, very well."
Yeah, absolutely.
Just went, okay,
Absolutely.
stupid question.
Everybody that was anybody came through Mother Blues. I don't care if it was Jimmy Page or David Bowie or whoever. Whenever they set a concert up, they always came to Mother Blues.
My favorite show was probably Black Horse. Was a real good show, a three-piece band from Fort Worth. They were just great. Of course, U.S. Kids, Gypsy Rider, Dickie and the Valentinos. The list goes on and on. The talent was unreal. There was just beautiful people and very talented musicians.
You know, the music industry was just exploding at that time. Young people were really getting the opportunity to get into music, and that was the music spot in Dallas.
Well, you felt like an artist when you played Mother Blues. You felt like, you know, whether you had a record deal or didn't have a record deal, we did, I would say, 80% original material.
I became a waitress, and then I begged to get a bartending job, and he said, "No, you're gonna have to be a bar back first." So I had to be a bar back first and do like the guys did, and then became a bartender at the first female bartender at Mother Blues.
So I was working the door for him, a bit underage, and then he would pay me extra money to play pool at the pool table at the sidebar, because that bar never got any business. And he wanted somebody that had a cute butt over there. He would give me free beer, and I would play pool and bring the guys over to buy the booze. And that bar became very successful eventually, because that's where the ladies end up playing pool, because that's what Bill wanted.
The bosses would take us out and have us go to the shows, the concerts and stuff, and bring the bands back. That was a lot of fun.
I went shopping during the day after the books were done at noon, and then come back and dance till about 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And then you finish the books up, and then you went and had more fun.
I really liked Bill Simonson. He would lean over the top railing of the upstairs and tell me to walk out with someone, and he would drop something over the railing and I would catch it in my shirt and walk outside with them and come back in with money.
Most of the people that work there, they're all really good. You know, I did all their hair. I did everybody's hair, you know, so I was very close to everybody.
I want to speak to the ladies. Now, the Mother Blues, I remember, there was a bunch of this going on. The Mother Blues, John remembers, there was a bunch of this going on. It's time that all those ladies that used to be down there in front of there. This is time. Janice, round them up, come on.
I was a bartender at Mother Blues, and I loved going to work.
I can remember being on a Friday night, and it was kind of slow, and next thing I turned around, and sitting at my bar was Frank Zappa. And I go, wow, because I was a big Frank Zappa fan. And I went over and treated him, you know, you just want to treat him normal. You don't want to go gaga and like everybody else does. And I served him, he ordered a drink, and I served him, and we got talking, and we just visited for a while. And he goes, well, what are you going to do when, you know, he kind of asked me, what am I going to do? I said, well, I'm going to retire to Montana on a dental floss ranch and ride pygmy ponies. And he about fell off his stool. And I thought, I made him laugh. And I said off his own song. And he says, nobody's ever really told me that before. But that's one of my best memories.
The best one was, of course, Led Zeppelin when they came in. And I said, just went up to Robert Plant and I said, hey, do you mind if we take a few pictures with some of the waitresses? He says, no, mate, come on, let's go. And we went out to the beer garden and I grabbed the girls and everything, and we went out and just shot a bunch of pictures. And I was approached by this gentleman named Stoney Burns, who was the publisher of Buddy Magazine. He says, here's my card, let's see some of those pictures. And that was the first photograph I ever got published, was pictures of Robert Plant hanging out at Mother Blues. And so after that, you know, other bands came in and kind of got a reputation that if you need photographs of any of the celebrities that were in Mother Blues, see John.
The Rolling Stones at one point were going to play there under the name The Roaches. And one night, back in my section, because I had where the soundboard was, there was somebody sitting way back there in the back, and we were real slow that night. And he had a hat on and like a trench coat, and I'm going, what in the, you know, who is that? I get back there and there's huge lips. I think I need a shot. You know, I don't do an English accent, but it was Mick Jagger. And I just told him, I won't let anybody know you're here. And he was like, cool. So he sat back there and we did shots a couple of times and he left. They never did play.
There I am working at the back bar. It's on a Saturday night, and it was customer after customer after customer. And finally, I just finished serving somebody, and I look up, and there's Robert Plant standing in front of me. And I didn't want to make any fanfare. I wanted to make him feel comfortable. I said, so what are you having? And he says, Scotch and Coke. I said, excuse me? He says, Scotch and Coke, please. I said, okay, so I'll whip up a bourbon and Coke, and I grabbed the best Scotch I could find, you know, and made him a Scotch and Coke and sent it out there to him, and, you know, hey, take it away, you know. And the next thing I know, he's back for 2 more, then 3 more, and then there's other customers coming in ordering Scotch and Coke. So I think the craze of drinking Scotch and Coke might have got spread around by people standing around the bar and hearing that. But that's definitely one night that I remember.
The night I truly remember is going up to get paid and finding out that I had to pay $40 to get our equipment out of there because the band had drank that much.
I brought Jonathan Kane in from the Babies, which is with Journey now. Brought Brian Johnson in from AC/DC. Brought Billy Squire in, almost kicked him out of my car.
And of course, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll was a huge thing for Bill Simonson, and we all as a group was right along with him all the way.
I ended up, you know, dating a few, you know, people that played at Mother Blues and living with them.
Of course, back then you only had to be 18 to get ID'd, and so there were so many bogus ID girls there with 16 that, you know, made the whole club.
I believe there was a lot of marijuana smoking happening back there, and other things also, besides your drinking and your women chasing.
The fellatio of fish upstairs was great.
I was upstairs quite a bit.
The upstairs in the office was famous for having the poker games. We had a lot of poker games where Freddie King and John Nitzinger and everybody would come in and play poker like all night long, and I'd got to work those poker games a lot of times, and I made a small fortune up there. It was a lot of fun.
We just had a lot of people that we partied with and had a great time.
I was there till they, till they closed down or till they carried me out, one or the other.
I mean, everybody that worked there was just as nice as they could be and cared about the players. And when you have a venue that has great music and great people working there that care about the music, it's gonna be a special place.
It was fun. There's nothing like the 70s. Mother Blues was a big success. He had it.
Yeah, some good things and some bad things happened there. Mostly good.
A lot of fun, a lot of growing up, a lot of finding out about yourself. Mother Blues was a party every night, and sometimes that party got old, and sometimes that party I wouldn't have been anywhere else in the world.
You know, you miss those times, but the blessing is that we live those times.
Mother Blues rocks. I mean, it always did. You know, it was a great place. We had a lot of fun there. I mean, Bill Simonson made Mother Blues. It was all due to him and his charisma, his charm, whatever. And he pretty much did, you know, I think, you know, if without Bill, it wouldn't have been the same.
Bill Simonson was very good to me, and I want him to be able to look down and go, I really appreciate that y'all have done this and keep my memory alive, you know, because that's really all it was about.